I'm here with Bobby Say, who is journeyman silversmith here at the James Craig Silversmith shop at Colonial Williamsburg. I'm so excited, Bobby, because...
As are we.
Oh, thank you. All of my flatware that I use in New York City was made between 1780 and 1840 in London of silver. It's all,
that's
I've been piecing it together since I was like 14, 16 years old, buying a fork here, a knife there when I had birthday money. And when I've used this silver, I'm often wondering, like, how is this made and what did it look like? Like, if this was made in the 1700s, what did the workshop look like? So I couldn't believe that there was a shop like this here.
Yeah.
And when I was traveling down and looking at all the different options of what I could see, I just thought, this is going to be sort of the icing on the cake coming to your shop.
Yeah, well, you can come back into the shop and there's some, and I can show you, how spoons and, well, flatware is made. Well, this is how many times we'll start with a rectangular ingot, but it's actually wire. To make the wire in the first place, this is actually half round, but you're filing and tapering the end of the piece of wire and placing it, and you see in different holes in the draw plate that are getting smaller and smaller. And so it's been through this hole.
Yep.
It hasn't been through this one.
Okay.
And you want about a ½ inch to grab onto with the tongs. And I can draw this if you
Sure.
want. So grab a hold with the tongs, and they tighten with tension. So I will hold this so it's holding on to that wire, and then I'm going to reach over here to the windlass and grab this, and this machine multiplies our strength by 10.
Oh.
And then we can draw this. Oh my heavens, this is a hard draw. We can draw it through, and it gets longer and thinner in that process.
Wow.
And you see I'm having, this is a lot of work, even with the windlass. Now, in a second, that's going to come through. The tension is gone. It's going to fly. So you might want to step back a little bit, and it's going to be loud. There. Sometimes it flies that way. So now it's a little longer. It's a little thinner. So to prepare wire, for hammering out a spoon or a fork, whatever it is, we are going to make that wire in that method.
Okay.
And then, well, the metal work hardens. A lot of people assume that we are hammering like a blacksmith does, red hot. Iron and steel is malleable when heated. Silver is brittle when heated. So, we work it cold. It's drawn cold. It's hammered cold. But that process, it starts to work harden. You're bending a wire back and forth, it's going to break. That's what happens here, right? So before I start hammering on the spoon then, we would have to take it to the forge in the back and anneal it. Heat it till red hot, quench it in water. That resets the metal, realigns the crystalline structure. Then we can come back, hammer, or draw it some more. And, but it's a constant process to keep the metal malleable. But I mean, look what we can do with it as long as we do.
Wow.
So once your metal is prepared, then we can just take our forging hammer and then proceed to start. It's like rolling out pie crust or cookie dough.
Yep.
We're just using a hammer instead of a rolling pin, right? So. Like this is slightly work hardened, but you can see it is getting slightly wider there. But here to then, elongate the handle, you're going to hold it here and then start going out in this manner.
Wow.
And kind of hammer it in all 4 directions. And you can see how the wedge-shaped portion of the hammer is leaving, it's really moving the metal, but it's leaving those deeper marks. So I can flip it around with the flatter portion, and you see how that is already kind of smoothing that up a little bit. course, when you're making a spoon or fork, you want this portion after the bowl to be a little thinner, and it gets wider. Keep it that way as you're hammering. And let's flatten it up a little bit. Okay, and so that is at a stage where it could be annealed.
So you're constantly going back and forth between hammering and then heating it up.
Mm-hmm.
Back, and that forge is it coal? Is it wood?
It's charcoal.
It's charcoal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hardwood charcoal.
And there's a bellows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to come back?
Oh, I would love to see that,
Yeah.
please. Look at this. It was made for me.
Alrighty. So
I am just in heaven right now, I have to tell you. This is magical.
Yeah, so here is our the forge where we anneal the metal. And actually, would you like to stand on this side?
Sure.
Because you can pump the bellows
Absolutely.
if you want. So what we'll do is, well, to anneal a piece, first we want to coat it in flux. It's a boric acid and water solution, and that's going to protect it while it's in the fire from the copper in the alloy of 92.5% silver, the rest copper. The copper can oxidize and cause what's called fire stain, and it's hard to polish out. So we coat it with this flux to put it in the forge. So okay, so we've coated the spoon blank there with flux.
Yep.
And have it on a iron screen so it doesn't get lost all in the charcoal.
Right.
And then we can start heating this up. So yeah, just grab it here.
Yep.
And just, is that satisfying or what?
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, just go a little faster. And so we move it around in the fire a little bit so it doesn't get too hot in one location. So we're looking for a reddish hue. We know in this day and age we're looking for about between 11 and 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. In the 18th century, it's just by color, so I can, this is an extra sparky flame here.
Faster, slower?
This is perfect.
Okay.
All right, so I just keep getting it out to look at the color. We're getting there. See how the sparks are staying lit on it, so it means it's getting hotter. Sorry about that. Oh, that's a good color.
Okay.
So now we're going to go over here and quench it in water. The redness goes away. Come on over here, and this part is really exciting, and you have to listen.
Very satisfying.
Oh.
That's okay, right?
But anyway, so at least that's the water. Then we put it in the pickle. It's a sulfuric acid and water solution, and it's really disappointing when it falls in there and you have to dig around into it.
Because this you could stick your hand into,
This
right?
we can stick our hand into, yeah. But I'm going to see if I can't get it without doing that, because it gets my sleeve. Oh, I see it.
Nice.
Yay. Okay. And, it's kind of dirty, from being in the fire. It's not actually too bad. But we just let it, clean up in the pickle for a few minutes. Oh, yeah, I'll grab it out. And put it in the water again. Ugh, sorry. And I'm going to just clean this up and dry it.
Yes, please.
Do you want to try?
Oh, I would love to, if that's okay. So I have
fine.
a question actually about this, Bobby. Let's say our the shape that you are going to turn this into is a fiddled patterned teaspoon.
Mm-hmm.
when you're working towards that shape,
Mm-hmm.
are you hammering it to the shape exactly, or will you cut it later?
Well, a little bit of both. Because, well, even just looking at the bowl, and a bowl of a spoon is oval, but
Yep.
a bowl of a ladle is round.
Yeah.
So just like rolling out, dough, you can kind of control the shape, and you can do that here too. So yes, generally a teaspoon and a fiddle type teaspoon. I'd still want to keep it thinner here and wider here. But let's say, and this is just in the shaping process, but let's say I'm going for a skimmer spoon. Let me show you this. This starts from the same bar, but I'm going to, instead of making this thinner and wider for this spoon, I'm just going to hammer it out long and thin. So yeah, so you have to, but then of course, once you get to the, the length that you want, it's just a square handle. So then you have to shape it and file the spear into it.
That is beautiful. May I?
Mm-hmm.
Did you make this here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, it's forged right here on this, and I use a jeweler's saw to cut the designs. So the spoon is completely finished, and here are some over here that are finished and do not have the open work yet. So that's cut on the curve.
What is the tine for? Like what is the handle? This shape and this spear?
We're not exactly sure. It's believed that could be for you're lifting the lid of the teapot and you've got the little holes leading to the spout. You can unclog those if it gets clogged up with tea leaves.
Wow, look at those.
But let me show you something that I think you will really enjoy. So you hammer that out.
Yeah.
It's wider.
Yep.
And then you've got your little...
So you're hammering it into this?
Mm-hmm. Now, I have physically hammered just that plain Old English shape there, or
Yep.
Hanoverian, both. You can hammer it, but make life easy for yourself if you're
Right.
going to make 100 of them or more, right?
Oh my gosh.
And that goes into the vise. This is an 18th century vise that we use every day.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
This?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Look at this, the little...
The work, it's
The
just so
workmanship.
beautiful. Mm-hmm.
So this is from the 1700s?
This is.
Wow, and even this, the
Mhm.
way it attaches to the top of the piece of wood.
Yep.
Wow, that's beautiful. So this would be, the handle would go in here
Mm-hmm.
when it was thinner,
Yeah.
and then hammered.
Yeah, and that's going to use the heavy hammer, the forging hammer.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's tricky to hold it and
Right.
keep it. But did you want to try hammer?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So I take a seat over here,
Yep.
and I use this hammer?
Nope, you're going to use this one. That's,
Okay.
yeah, much better for you.
And I'm going to start with...
Yeah, I would just, take this, start here,
Yep.
and start, hold it.
Yep.
You're holding it like so, and then you're going to take that hammer perpendicular and boop, 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 boop.
Okay.
And that will make it longer.
Okay.
You can even lift it up higher and get,
Oh.
yeah, there you go. You're a natural. Can start your apprenticeship tomorrow.
Now I'm going off on a little curve.
Yeah.
So how do I avoid that?
Well, you can then hammer it a little bit more on this side, and that will, separate, and make it wider on that side.
Okay.
You can also turn it on its side and
Yep.
use the flat part of the hammer and even that up.
Straighten it out.
Yeah.
Right.
It's, as I say, it's just like clay.
Right.
You're just having to hit it harder. See, and you are hitting it a little more on this side as you're hammering, so it's doing it again. So
right.
yeah.
So you learn.
Yeah, and try to get it. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Straighten it out more.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
It's really fun to play with.
That is fascinating, and it already looks jewel-like. Like I guess as you're compressing it, it's polishing it too.
Well, and look at the hammer.
Oh.
The hammers are polished. Anything that touches the silver is going to be clean, smooth. Because if there's rust, if there's grit, it transfers, or it gets embedded into the metal. You know, if there is texture on the tool, that texture is going to transfer to the metal, and then it's much more difficult to file it and polish it and achieve that shine.
Wow.
So we spend a lot of time refinishing the tools. You know, if you accidentally hit the anvil with the hammer, then there's a dent in that, and then it has to be filed and sanded and refinished. So
wow.
So yeah, it's a lot of work to keep the tooling nice and clean, but it makes life easier to achieve that smooth shine, which is the style of the 18th century.
Right.
So these are all pieces we've made.
Really? Everything in here? Oh my gosh.
There's actually a video called The Silversmith of Williamsburg, and that is the piece made in that video. It was made in the 70s.
So with this little spoon here that you started, so if like a little Hanover patterned teaspoon, how long would that take to make?
You're looking at about 2 hours or so, hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how long you've been, working on making spoons. Your first spoon might take 5 hours or more.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been here. It'll be 20 years. I just looked it up on March 28th.
Wow.
Yeah. So time flies.
It's amazing. I just to be able to now envision where all my pieces of flatware were made. The other thing that I wondered was, what did it sound like? Like that's what I'm always thinking of when because I know they were hammered, but I just wondered, like, what did it sound like? And
well, that's some very light hammering right there. But I mean, that forging, it can be pretty loud, and a workshop with a large production shop in England, it can get pretty loud. We, of course, maybe in our day-to-day, we're talking to the public. There might be one, maybe two people hammering at once, and it can get pretty loud then. But one time, about 10 years ago, we had to make 10 of those bowls on the middle shelf in about a month. So we had at least 4 or 5 people in here hammering all day, every day. We had to wear earplugs.
Really?
Yeah, even the poor ladies in the retail next door had to wear earplugs.
Wow.
So it can get very loud. So,
amazing.
Yeah.
For me, it's not just an object. It's not just a decorative object. It's not just a beautiful object. It is so intimately used because we're putting it in our mouths.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's not only putting it in our mouths, but then it has to be washed. And I often think, like, these chores that we have, these tasks that are kind of we dread, like, I have to do the dishes.
Yeah.
They're transformed completely when those objects are kind of works of art. Like when I'm washing my silver, it's a very different thing than if I'm washing just stainless steel utensils.
It's true. And especially you have old silver. So that people over the last 100 years. 200 years.
Over 200.
There's been people eating with them, washing them, their day to day. It's not just touched by you. It's touched by so many other people. So that's why I love antiques.
Me too.
And how things are made.
Totally. With this specifically, with the silver utensils, I'm often thinking, like, even when I'm setting the table, I often think, what has this silver heard?
Yeah.
What has it experienced? Who had to gather it up and sell it in order to pay for something and part with their family silver? The stories that every single one of these pieces of flatware have, we will never know.
Yeah.
And I often think, and because it's a precious metal, it's not lost on me that when I'm gone, it will continue.
It'll continue.
I'll be gone,
Yeah.
and all of these forks and spoons will continue because it's precious.
Yeah.
So I just think it's so special. It's so beautiful, and the fact that you're making utilitarian things is, I feel like, where there's a wonderful intersection between objects and art.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice that there are people out there that appreciate it.
Well, I would love to encourage anyone out there who doesn't know anything about silver to just start to think about it. And maybe you have family silver. Maybe there's stuff that your parents have in a box that they say, oh, we don't use that because we have to polish it. Let me tell you, it's worth polishing. And if you use it every day, you don't have to polish it.
Exactly. That's what we tell people all the time.
Yes, this thing
use
is
it.
they think, oh, I have to polish that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, if you're using it as your everyday flatware, you shouldn't put it in the dishwasher. But if you're using it and washing it, it doesn't develop a tarnish, and you'll love it.
Yeah.
And it's sentimental and beautiful.
And people complain that nobody wants to inherit the silver. Well, if their memory is polishing it once a year, that's not a good memory.
Yeah.
If you're growing up using it all the time, if you go, to somebody's house and you're using it all the time, you'll want to inherit that.
Yep.
It's special.
I think that the shapes themselves, even though they're so simple, the shapes of these objects reflect the silhouettes even of like the time period of clothing and architecture.
Yeah.
It's
amazing how, it's interesting to think of items that go out of fashion. We think of clothing going out of fashion, but these go out of fashion. And people will then melt down their old English spoon and have it made into whatever the most modern fashion is.
Right. Could I see some of the things that you've made in here?
Yeah.
Please? I would love to just see what
Well,
you've
that
made.
spoon, it's not finished yet, but I did make this, cut out the designs, and I don't think I hammered this particular one, but I have hammered them. That's cut out with a jeweler's saw.
Wow.
Detach the blade, thread it through, holes drilled, and cut out each little section.
What's going on over here at this?
This is my desk. It's very messy.
Oh, it's beautiful. This is your desk?
Yeah.
Look at this with the little cutout.
Yeah, I've got a few modern things in there. But yeah, this is a piece I'm working on right now. This is an example of trade silver, traded in the fur trade with the indigenous people. And this is a Masonic symbol, often likened to wood stacked in a council fire.
Okay.
And we know this from ledgers that survived from trading posts. But yeah, this is cut out with the saw. So I've cut the internal areas out, but you see how that detaches, thread it through. And do you want me to do some cutting?
Sure.
All right, I need these. And then, yeah. Now, something that people don't think about often with silver, it is your money. Literally, I can take the coin, hammer it into sheet metal, and draw the design and cut this out. So this sawdust that accumulates is actually money, and we're going to collect it.
Yep.
So there's a shelf on my desk to collect it. A lot of desks in the back room have like a leather apron or Lemel cloth attached to the desk. Put it around your neck, and then you can collect it in the pouch. And then anything that lands on the floor. You can see this gridded floor that will collect it and keep us from tracking it out.
So the gridded floor enables you to stand above all the stuff that's falling.
Exactly.
So you're not actually trudging through that stuff.
Exactly.
And then you lift up the grid and collect what's underneath, right?
Yep. Here's a copy of an 18th century print of a silversmith shop, and you can see that gridded floor.
Oh, yeah. Wow. What's this? Look at
that. Is part of the
Look
mace.
At this.
Now,
who made this?
Megan in the back, she carved modeled the pattern out of clay, and then we sent it to the refinery. They pressed that into, well, this was, press it into a sand mold and pour silver into the impression. And now it's here to be cleaned up
and finished, so that she'll finish this up.
So we have the
Look
to-scale
at
drawing
this.
over here if you want to see where that is. And she has a number of other patterns that she's made for the mace. It's called a caryatid.
Beautiful. And now over here you have an example. You have examples of how you'd go from a flat piece of silver that's cut out into a round. Slowly, is it hammered?
Yes, it's called a process called raising, and that's what these items are for. These are called stakes, and they're just anvils of different sizes and shapes. You see, this cup with the very sharp edge, I can't make it with this side, right? That's for a round bottomed piece, but this side, you can see, and you're just working center to the edge, of course placing this in the vise, and hammering, following concentric circles drawn with a compass, guidelines to keep it uniform, and just working center to the edge, pushing it down, flip it, it's coming up into shape, and annealing it in between each course.
First, I imagined that they were like strips that would be pieced and soldered together and polished. Like I had no idea.
You can do that too. But yeah, this is a raised cup, so this one is one piece. This one looks very similar, doesn't it?
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
So in that case, it's called a seamed cup. So yes, you are, cutting out an arc-shaped flat, wrapping it around, silver soldering it, and then silver soldering a base to the piece. So
I had no idea this was possible. Not like.
Well, that's how the bodies of any of the teapots and coffee pots are made.
Not even one seam.
No. Well, I mean, other than soldering other parts to it.
Right, like the spout.
But yeah.
Well, Bobby, this has been thrilling.
Thank you. It's been wonderful for us. What a treat.
I'm like tickled to be here and to now have a visual and an audible reference to where my wonderful pieces of 18th and 19th century silver flatware was made.
Yes.
And I'm so happy that this exists.
Well, thank you.
And I encourage anyone that's intrigued to come and visit you, to not only come and visit you, but to buy these things, because that's what keeps this all going.
It does, yeah.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you. It's nice
to meet you.
To meet you.